Good evening and welcome to the Job Search Solution, the radio program where we talk about looking for a job, changing jobs, changing careers, hiring. And as always, we begin with a prayer. Dear God, grant us thy peace and thy mercy, thy will be done. And as we started to do every evening for the past month, is we'd like you to think of 3 things you need to be grateful for today. Just stop a minute and think of 3 things you need to be grateful for. You can't be anything but be grateful when you're grateful. You can be sad. You got to be happy. What are 3 things you're grateful for? Great. In just a few minutes, Rich Vince is going to be with us talking about consultants in the workplace. I wanted to bring up this evening something that came up recently that has to do with students graduating from college and getting a degree. It applies to and getting a job, and it applies to all of us that we're getting a job. But it was something that the National Association of Colleges and Employers came up with as to a list of things that employers look for when they go to hire kids right out of college or people right out of college, not necessarily kids. And things they look for not only in a resume, but in interviews. And it's pretty instructive. And if you have kids coming out of college, or you are a kid coming out of college, or you've recently come out of college in the past 2 or 3 years, these are things that you want to be aware of. And you want to demonstrate not only if you can on your resume, but in the interview. The 3 or 4 most important things are a strong work ethic. And you can demonstrate that in a lot of ways by saying, I have a strong work ethic, and then demonstrating it. Good written and verbal communication skills, and that takes practice, especially if you don't have it. Analytical and quantitative skills, that's the ability to analyze things and really understand what's going on. And technical skills. Now, not just computer skills, but other technical skills, math skills. Now, here's a group of others, and you just assess them as you see fit for you and for maybe your kid or for somebody in your family. Problem-solving skills. Can you solve problems? Can you show to a prospective employer where you've solved problems? The ability to work in a team. Nobody likes a loner. Everybody's got to work a team. Yeah, we work by ourselves, but you got to be a team player. And if you've been on a team or played on a team or worked with a team, you got to demonstrate that. Communication skills, written communication skills, as well as verbal. We don't write as much as we do. We text more than we used to. When I was in college, we didn't text because it wasn't around. But you got to know how to write and write clearly. And that takes a lot of practice, and showing how to, looking at a person's resume can sometimes tell how they know how to write or know how they don't. And ChatGPT doesn't get it because you don't get a chance to do ChatGPT all the time. A strong work ethic. Demonstrate that work ethic. How do you have a strong work ethic? They look for flexibility and adaptability. I think kids coming out of school these days have more flexibility and adaptability than we did when we came out of school, but you got to be able to demonstrate that. Communication skills, technical skills, being able to adapt easily to technology. Initiative, take initiative, get up and go. Where you've taken initiative, where you've done initiative, detail oriented. Oh, now there's something everybody needs to be a little more of, because people have a tendency to be shotgunners and not detail oriented. Interpersonal skills, getting along with one another and being able to communicate well with one another. Leadership, how to demonstrate how you've been a leader and where you've been a leader. Organizational ability, where you've organized, how you've organized people and gotten people to do things. Friendly and outgoing, personality, smile. Smile during the interviewing, smile during the process of getting along with people. These are the things these people are looking for. Creativity. Where have you been creative in the papers that you've written in school or the things that you've done? Tactfulness. Yeah, not being that blunt, but being tactful with people and being able to communicate well tactfully with people and showing tact in delicate situations and being able to demonstrate that. Entrepreneurial skills, risk taking, careful risk taking. That takes a lot of sense and common sense, and communicating that in the interviewing process, knowing how to demonstrate that in the interviewing process, that you're a risk taker, but you're calculating a risk taker, and you're not afraid to fail. What some of the failures that you've had, and some of the failures that you've been through, setbacks. What setbacks in life, and setbacks in school, and setbacks in your personal life have come across as what you've learned from them. And then fluency in a foreign language. Everybody ought to have a second language. I don't, unfortunately, or it just wasn't great. My grandkids do, and everybody ought to be able to have a second language. It really, really helps, and it just shows a flexibility of the mind, and it's not hard to learn. If grandkids can do it, and my sons can do it, why anybody can do it. It really is important to do that. These are the things that the Association of College and Employers have said are important to have. So with this list of things, if you demonstrate that in the interviewing process as a student right out of school or a year or so out of school, you'll have a better chance of getting hired. All right, we're going to take a short break. Stay tuned. This is Tony Bashir with the Job Search Solution.